Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. Thank y'all so much for coming to the live stream today. It's supposed to be the panel. I sent out the link to several folks, but no one has come on the show yet. We'll give it a few minutes. If not, we're always going to have a topic. I want to thank the Beach of Life and Jacob Tanjay, that's the NTZ crew. Thank y'all so much for all y'all do to keep this a safe and respectable live stream. I want to welcome all of my viewers who are going to be watching this on replay. I know everybody's not able to watch it live. Also, any new viewers and subscribers watching, of course, my regulars. I see you on her 53 Shades Darker, Durl, Skeptical Sorcerer, Cully Brunson. Thank y'all for stopping by today. What's up, Brad Mack, Mr. Most Scientific? I want to start out by saying, man, the peso is at 57.08. I'm not gonna panic, man, but that's a 2 peso drop from a little bit over a week ago. I don't know where that's coming from, but that's still great, man. So I'm not gonna complain about that. 57.8. What's up, Kamal? What's up, JV? So what's the topic today? I had the panel, but we can always come up with a topic. We can talk about a lot of stuff. I want to address the fair exchange is no robbery video that I did yesterday. We can talk about that. This is your live stream, JV. Whatever you want to talk about, put it in here. We'll discuss it. What's up, Jeffrey? Hey, Grace. What's up, Judah? I want to start out with this. There's a guy who reached out to me. What's up, Retard 2019? His name is Durl Malham. Some of you may have seen his videos already. They're called, all his videos are expat horrific problems in the Philippines. And he's a UK resident who says he's stuck here with no money and no place to stay. But he threw me off when he said that the embassy wouldn't help him. I know that's not true. I don't know if he said he called, but you got to keep on going. Every embassy has a repatriation program. They'll loan you money to get you back. They'll take your passport. It's similar with everybody, but he threw me off when he said they wouldn't help him. That's not true, Daryl. You're going to have to try a little bit harder. But anyway, I asked him, how could I help him? Because he said he lost his house. He wants his wife and child to be safe. And of course, I told him, I said, well, I can't do anything to get your house back, So he wrote back and he said if I could help him with subscribers and interest in his channel. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving him a shout out. Durl Malham, and it says expat horrific problems in the Philippines. And basically just asking for help getting back home, which all he has to do, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever in that situation over here, is go to your embassy. They're not going to do it right away. It's a process. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks or something, but they can help him get back home. And then once he gets home, he can get help with whatever health situations he needs, and maybe he can go back to work or whatever that is. But I'm not going to endorse him because I don't know him. If he'd like to come on here and tell y'all his story, he can do that. He's welcome to do that. But it just looks to me like he's asking for help to get a ticket home. Y'all go check him out and do what's in your heart to do. Happy Veterans Day to everybody who served, whether you retired or not. Even if you did one day, you served your country. And I tip my hat to you for that. Hey, Jolene. A lot of people got upset about this fur exchange video that I made, and I don't know why, because all they looked at was the title. I said, there's a difference. I understand what people are saying when they say that. They're saying that the relationship is beneficial to both parties. I agree with that. But everybody missed that part because I'm just stating the facts. It's not a fair exchange, not in the true meaning. Okay. Now, Tim LaRue says, do you mean living in the fields who are over 65 have to or want to pay into Medicare? Well, as a Medicare Advantage representative, I would advise you. Now, I don't work for Medicare and I don't represent Medicare. I represent the companies who contract with Medicare. I would tell you never ever to give up your Medicare. You've earned that. That's great insurance, and you're going to need that at some time in your life, unless you die prematurely over here in the Philippines. But you can always go to Guam and use that Medicare. And just because they're taking out for that Part B, and in some cases, they'll pay your Part B for you, depending on your income. But I'm going to bring one of the guests on, Robert Dan. He's always fun to be on here. He said he has some great news. What's up, Robert?
Oh, well, just picked up a bus driving job for $32 an hour. That's not too bad, huh?
Oh, wow. What, for the kids, for the school system?
No, that's bringing back, working at right at the border, Calvin.
Okay. So what are you gonna, who you working for? The government?
Yeah, well, it's a contractor position. Yeah, transporting detainees back from the border inside.
Oh, $32 an hour. Wow, that might keep you on the hamster wheel a little bit longer.
I think it will, man. It's a surprise to me. They said we want you back on the team, Robert.
Now, would that affect your Social Security? How much can you make? How much can you earn before it affects your Social Security, Robert? Do you know that?
Well, the adjusted gross income, those rules are changing all the time. I haven't checked into it because I wasn't really looking for a job, and I ran into a recruiter, and he said we want you on the team. So I'm sure that it will be discounted, probably half or something, I imagine.
Well, no, I mean, okay, by you being retired, and you retired, you retired less than 67.
No,
You
I
can only
retired.
earn, you can
No,
only
I
earn up to a certain amount of money, or it's going to affect your Social Security.
no, I retired at when you're born. It goes by year. When you're born in
Okay.
1956, the retirement age is 66 and 4 months, and that was last April.
Okay, so when did you retire?
In April,
At 66 and 3/4?
at full retirement, 66 and 4 months.
Okay, good. Well, yeah, well, you're in good shape then, but you know it will affect that other thing you told me about, the state helping with your Part B. It's going to
Yeah,
affect that. You know
yeah.
that.
No, I'll be that Slim B will go away. But I'd rather have the
Absolutely.
job. I'd rather have the job.
That's right. I don't blame you. So who are you going to be transporting?
Well, just whoever they gather up there and need to be brought back in or out or whatever they're doing.
Oh, okay.
It's an
So
armed position.
you've done that before.
I've worked that type of a position before. Actually, uh, contractor again. It's this. It'll just be an update.
So that means you can send that woman more money over here then.
I only sent her load twice in the last 3 months, and she never asked for that. She's a great girl.
Yeah, well, you know, Robert, you've been watching me long enough to know they're never going to ask you, right?
Well, and she doesn't really even hint to it, you know. Some of them will let you know, like, no, she's not gaming me.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying she doesn't have to ask you. She doesn't. If
Well, we
once you
we
make
know.
it over here, once you make it over here, you're gonna pay for everything.
Well, of course, because that's that unspoken agreement, and
That's right.
it's yeah, and I know the script. You know, I've been following you long enough, and thank goodness, because if you continue down that path, you better it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I mean, you got to spend anyway, but I would say spend when you get here versus spending 8,000 miles from home. Yeah, I got to understand there's no layaway in the Philippines. They have no concept of layaway over here. So when you think you're putting her on layaway as a means
Well,
to an end, she's
you
just
know,
taking every penny that you got. She's not looking at any type of conclusion. She's
well,
looking for
fortunately,
that next remittance.
she's got a brother that's working uh, as an offshore worker, and he's home now helping refurbish the kitchen and remodeling. And so they have some support network coming in, and so I just haven't really even offered.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, you know, the rubber don't hit the road till you get over here. That's when you can really understand a lot of what I be talking about. Long as you're over there, you're still in safe waters, Robert.
Well, it's not my first rodeo. I speak Spanish. I was dating a girl from across the border here, and it's the same situation, you know. And I might add that they will take those children if she has kids and maybe she's got them visiting the grandmother or whatever. They'll fight over who's going to take care of the kids because they know where the money's. An aunt or an uncle with maybe a brother or somebody else. No, I'll take care of them because they know the money's coming. You're going to support them.
Yeah. But you know, one thing that I've noticed around here is that when we get here, we do everything that we say we're not going to do. And I don't know why that is. I don't know where that comes from, but
It's an
we
urge to.
definitely do it. We'll say we're not going to date single mothers, but I'm gonna tell you, man, some beautiful women over here who have one or two children, and I would be shocked if any of you thirst champs over there would bypass some of these ladies over here.
See, I won't do that again because the lady I was married to that I divorced in 2017, we were together for about 10 years. We were married here in Pima County, but we were also married in Mexico, and they investigated all of that. But what I'm saying is that it's it's not something new to me, and I wouldn't do that again just for the simple fact that I don't want to. It interrupts that romantic atmosphere. Honey, can you go tell him to turn the music down, please? Because if you do it, oh, you're not my dad. I don't need to listen to you.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Trust me.
So
I
she
know.
gets she gets tired, and she'll do it. She's faithful. She's a good mom, and she'll do it. But she probably gets pretty tired of hearing you ask her to do those things.
Yeah, Tim LaRue says, Calvin, I'm thinking about coming to Thailand first for a few months, then maybe Vietnam, then the Philippines to see where I fit best. Would you suggest any other countries for trying the Philippines? Well, you're on the right track. You're going to those places first because that was my plan, Tim, to go to all these other places, right? But what happened was I ended up going to the Philippines first, and I got stuck over here, Robert. I haven't went anywhere else. I was supposed to have been going on a worldwide tour, Robert. I end up
Yeah.
doing the Philippine. I end up doing the Filipino tour.
Did you ever end up in Colombia at all at one point?
Yeah, I did Cartagena, but that was
Wow.
years. That was years ago. Now I loved it there, and
Yeah,
I love
Shakira.
Brazil, and I love Brazil and Mexico. But at this stage in my life, just like Tim said, the Philippines fits me best because it's at my speed.
I know it's
You know,
hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but I just heard a report that the Brazilian girls are taking the red pill.
is that right?
That's what I hear. Hard to imagine, isn't it?
Well, not really, because remember, that's not so far away. That's what, 8 hours or something?
Yeah.
Colombia, Colombia's really close. And the more they see you like that, the more they take you for granted. And remember,
Well, this is why,
it,
Calvin, you're giving away all the hot spots. You know, this city of Zamboanga. Do you really want a bunch of? I mean, just hold back the tide, because that's like telling people, to go to Glacier Park when they're all headed for Yellowstone. You don't want to give away those trade secrets.
well, see, here's the thing, Robert. You're not paying attention. I said that a long time ago. I said, watch when the Philippines opens back up. It's not going to be, people aren't going to come over here, Robert. I don't care what I sell. I could have two of the most beautiful women butthole naked right here and say the first two guys to get over here can have them. They're not going to come. Okay. It's a lot of pretenders on the other side of that screen. And I know it, but
Well, this is
because let me
my
tell you something. There's
this is
so
my
many places, there's so many places between the United States and the Philippines that people get distracted and they never make it over here.
Yeah, that's
See?
like trying to get to the door after you cash out your casino ticket.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, it doesn't matter, especially about Zamboanga. I gave you some legitimate advantages to being here. And I guarantee you, man, it's 100% fact
Well,
that
these,
the
I mean, what percentage of your viewers have a passport, Calvin? What, 5% of your viewers have a passport? I'm on my third passport.
well,
And you
I don't know,
obviously,
but I know that according to the United States, 5% of the United States citizens actually travel overseas every year. Okay.
well,
Now, I'm not
that's
talking about Mexico and all of that, Jamaica. I'm talking about Asia, Europe, Africa, places like that. About 5%. So I would say 5%.
well, what's the problem? Are they afraid of fear or what?
I'm not sure. I think it's just that, the United States scares us.
You know, one of the
They
reasons One of the reasons they're hiring me for that position is because I speak fluent Spanish. I can write poetry and music in Spanish. I'm more than fluent. Yo puedo hablar contigo en español, pues. And that's one of the reasons. And it is close to the border here, naturally. But how many people can be, and that would help with the Chavacano, wouldn't it? It's pretty similar.
That would help with what?
Chavacano.
Well, not really. I mean, it's remember just about all the Filipino languages have their words. Tagalog and most of the other languages have their base words are from Spanish. It's not just Chavacano, but yeah, you're gonna bonita. You'll hear that a lot here. You don't hear guapa. You hear bonita. You know what that means, right, Robert?
Yeah. Well, bonita. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful, linda, hermosilla,
But
hermosa.
that's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah. Phil Stevens I'd say half the guys talking to Filipinos don't even have passports. Yeah. And I call them expats. See, I need to trademark that word before somebody does it. Expat is somebody, he's on the dating site. He loves Filipinos, but he's never been to the Philippines. He's never coming. He doesn't even have a passport. He's waiting for me and you, Robert, to bring our woman over there. And then he's sitting by hoping
Well,
that our relationship doesn't work out.
what do you think happened to me? She got on Facebook, and here comes this guy, and they're chatting, and she can't get off Facebook. And then all of a sudden she's taken off with another guy and has At 45 years old, she got pregnant with him and had another baby.
Was that your ex-wife?
That's right. We just got divorced in 2017 because of the next Pat.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
And
out
he,
here, guys. And you think I'm joking. They're out here. They're going to be on her job. Listen to me. And this is a fact, man. When my wife first came to the United States in June 2014, we took her to get a physical. You know, I just wanted a welcome to the United States physical. Don't you know the damn doctor was trying to hit on my wife? He had no idea that she was with me. I mean, he was. I don't. You know, that has to be uh, against the law. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so they're coming for her, man. When you bring her over there, she may not tell you about it. But yeah, my wife told me. She said, "Hey, you know that doctor wanted to give me his phone number and asked me, you know, if I wanted to go out and this and that. You know, he's unscrupulous."
yeah, next Pat. That should be in the dictionary somewhere, I think.
Yeah, yeah. See, but they take that kind of stuff for granted. I be trying to give y'all the nitty gritty. They throw it back in my face. Gangsta gummy bears in Philippines all day. I never went for the overrated Thailand hype train. You know, I like Thailand. I never compare them. It's just too modern for me. I don't want, you know, I like the laid back. I like the tropical uh, country. I like this over here. I like the
So,
coconut trees, the palm trees, the steamy weather, you know, the beaches and all of that. See, I
well,
like that, man.
if we're gonna add that word to the dictionary, then what's she called? The next patee or the next patis?
I don't know. But I tell you what, I see it all the time, man. When I was over there, when me and my wife were still together, we in America, you know, because if you married to a Filipina, wherever you live, you're gonna hang out with other foreigner Filipino couples.
Well, that's what
Well,
happened.
half the guys who used to be at these barbecues and stuff, they never been to the Philippines before. But they're with the Filipina and they, you know, they got hand me downs, is really what I like to call them. But they're talking about thinking, you know, what they know about the Philippines or what they heard about the Philippines, man. It's not true, you know, because you've never been there, you know. And so that's what made me kind of look at them sideways. But it's not their fault. But
See,
they're expats. That's what they are.
when I brought her here from Mexico, uh, she didn't really learn English, but she learned English on the job, and the her bosses were hitting on her, and she'd come home and tell me about it. And no, it was happening all the time. You bring some exotic woman over from out of the country, and you bring her here. You know, they haven't seen anything like that before. You know.
Yeah, just like this guy, he said, SS, he said, same thing happened to me. My wife's sick in the hospital. Her surgeon comes by and starts flirting with my sister-in-law. She's married. See, they'll do that, and if you confront them, then you know how it is in America. They're going to deny it. Oh, I was just being friendly. No, you don't ask a woman for a phone number and say, hey, let's go out to dinner, trying to be friendly. He
Oh,
said, where's OG Fred?
these guys at work, her supervisors, they knew she was married, man. I was bringing. Who do you think's drop? Who do you think? Whose car do you think she's driving? Who do you think's dropping her off? You know.
Before my wife got a permanent job at General Electric, she was working temporary and she had got this job. Every job that she went to, the guys were hitting on her like she was a whore or something because they've never been here before and they think every Filipina is a bar girl or something like that, man. You know, it got to a point where really I had to confront a guy over there. I'm like, look, man, you know, I had to start taking my wife to work and coming and pick her up just to keep the wolves off of them, man, because they don't respect you over there.
That's what
But
I was
anyway,
doing. I was dropping her off and picking her up, but when I started to let her drive my vehicle, that's when it started getting hot.
Yeah, but I just had to let these clowns see that she already had somebody already.
Yeah, they
And
know. They don't care. They don't know. They don't.
yeah,
What
yeah.
do they say? What do they say? Rings don't plug holes.
WC says that where's OG Fred? Well, you know, OG Fred is 71 years old, man. 72, hell. He's got his own life, but he told me they're watching the Black Panther movie. I saw that yesterday, and because I thought my son was gonna have a half day yesterday, but he didn't. So I saw it. Now I'm gonna take him again on Saturday to see it. I'm not gonna tell anybody.
Well,
Natural
Calvin,
beat.
you talk about these no-go zones. I've traveled alone by myself in my van all the way up into the Sierra Madres, and there were a bunch of military checkpoints, and you work your way through, and these guys have like a sixth sense. They know if you're clean or not. What are you up here for? What are you looking for? Huh? And I said,
Yeah.
and I tell them in Spanish, no quiero. Y aparte no lo necesito. I don't want it. And besides, I don't need it.
Yeah, well, really, they don't have a sixth sense, Robert. They're just like every other police. If they stop enough people, eventually they're gonna get somebody that's guilty. But
Yeah, but
they call this a no-go zone for good reason. There's a
but we're
history here. In
but we're
2013, there was a siege here where they came, where the extremists came, man, was fighting the military and police over here. So many people got killed, man. Thousands of people's homes were burned down. If you go down by where they came ashore, because they're coming from Swaziland and the South Sulu Sea, you see all the bullet and mortar holes still in the buildings down there. I mean, and then, my wife was telling me, said when she was in high school, the same thing happened. But here lately, it's been under, the government has it under wraps. But
well.
because we don't know anything, we don't have any intelligence. We don't know when something is liable to pop off. So you do have to be. They
I
call
got
it a no-go zone. This
you
is
know
level 4 here.
when you were talking about warnings, written warnings, you can go online and find them. I was getting, like when I'd cross the border, they're saying, "You're going, where are you going?" And they said, "We don't even go down there." And of course, when Vicente Fox was president, the first checkpoints and going down in, we're talking sandbags with machine guns blocking the road. You better know what you're doing, man.
Yeah, VV Focus said, my friend's Filipino ex-wife became a nurse and ran away with her doctor. Scratch my head. He said, facts. Cal, my ex-landlord in Connecticut, was married to a Filipina, had 2 daughters together, and caught the Filipino mother creeping. And she ended up running off with the next pet when she got caught. Yeah, but a lot of times it's in the woman already. Because it's funny that we've been talking about this, and you bring up a great point, Kamal, because the overwhelming majority of Filipinos, they're so loyal, man, they would never run off with anybody like that. Okay. It was already in her already. He missed some red flags already, or he wasn't taking care of business or something. Hey, Jess. Oh, Jess, the Jungle Girl. Now, I know who this is, guys, but go check her out. Give her some support because she's come on the good side now. She's not on the bad side anymore. This is,
Calvin.
you know who this is, don't you? This used to be my #1 troll, but now she's come on to the good side now, which is what I suggested she do a long time ago, because she's going to have a nice channel. She's nice looking. She's a Filipina. She can give us the nitty gritty, and her channel will blow up. But when you're sitting around trying to troll people, you're not going anywhere. So welcome to the bright side. She come over from the dark side. Tim LaRue says, a wise, beautiful lady told me women are like cats. When you quit chasing, they come to you.
Well, I think women want love, men want respect.
Yeah, he got full custody. Yeah. Madre says, a friend who had a Filipino wife and lost her to her boss within a year of arriving. Yeah, see, something, we're missing the red flags, guys. She never did love you. And she never was, and all she was in it was for the visa. But we
Well,
missed that.
now I have to say, Calvin, that my ex-wife did give me her reason. You know, I I have some great news. I just was taken off insulin. I'm not diabetic anymore. I've been working out at Choose Gym, working hard. It's not by accident, but no insulin. But when you're diabetic and you're on insulin, my wife had 2 miscarriages, and she said, Robert, I got 4 boys. I've always wanted a girl, and you can't do it, so I'm moving on.
Okay, so that medicine, because I had a brother who he passed away now, but he was the medication he was on rendered him impotent a lot of times.
Well, that would be like your high blood pressure pills, or maybe so I don't take any I don't take like any pain medication, or any, narcotics will do that, and maybe some pain medication and some psychotropic drugs that people are taking,
So
they'll all do
insulin,
that.
so insulin doesn't do it.
Not really, no. No.
Hey, thanks, Jude Travels, for that super chat. He said, Uncle Cal caught you live. Now, Jude Travels, he's over in Africa. I don't know if you were here the last time I told you that Franz, a guy that one of my subscribers, he came here to do the CRBA for his daughter. We met in Manila. He's got a beautiful home in Tanzania, man, and he married a Tanzanian woman over there, and they did the traditional African wedding. And he was in the Philippines. He was stationed here for three years, I think he said, at the embassy. So he has a lot of, experience with Filipinos, but he married an African woman. And, she's beautiful too.
Calvin, can I just give some hope to some people that are out there, because I know there's a lot there. What I don't know, the numbers are real high for diabetes. Anyway, they tell you can get off of insulin. You can become when you're in that, you think it's forever. And I'm here to tell you, if you start because I was coming to the Philippines, I wanted to be fit. Like you say, the best insurance is just be in good shape. So I worked my way off of diabetes, and it is possible if you're well, we're talking 3 or 4 times a week, pushing the heavy weights and being active. And you can get off that insulin. You don't need to be diabetic. In fact, I cut all the sugar and processed foods. I'm basically a carnivore anymore.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Jew, man. I tell you, man, that's a big compliment. And he's from the hip hop era, and so many of them channels out now, but they're not passport bro channels. They're basically gossip channels. But man, do they have subscribers and views. A lot of talk now is about the takeoff killing, and you just got so much content like that. They're mostly gossip channels.
Calvin, you mentioned when you came down there to Mindanao, you really didn't know that there was danger lurking. You found out you were sort of like maybe a little uninformed. I'm not going to say naive or innocent, because you're none of that, but maybe uninformed. But when I went to Mexico, no, there were, they had that movie out, The Falcon and the Snowman, and they're gonna grab you and they're gonna beat you over the head with a telephone book and dunk your head in the toilet. But every time I would cross the border, my point is, my heart would just beat, hard in my chest, And then after crossing the border dozens of times, I started to get relaxed, and I didn't have that feeling, and that's what scared me. Fear is good.
Yeah, see, what happened to me was I didn't know anything about Zamboanga. I didn't know anything about the Philippines, Robert. I could have got on a plane and flew into Swaziland for all I knew. But when I came here to meet my wife, well, me and my wife, she met me in Cebu. Then we came here to meet her family. I had no idea. I just thought Zamboanga, because from all looks, it just seems like a regular Filipino place. But about 2 days later, she told me how dangerous it was. And I'm like, well, why did you tell me? Why didn't you wait till I left? Don't you know down here that you can't even say Abu Sayyaf, man? You can't even say it outside. I can say it in my hotel room, but you can't say that on the street. And that's what she told me. She said, don't ever say that word. And I'm like, hell, I didn't even know. I never heard of that. Now you don't put it in my head, you know.
The first couple of times when I was visiting my girlfriend down in Mexico, the first couple of times in Hermosillo, the capital of Sonora, I'd be down there visiting her, and I'd go out for a walk. I never saw a woman so angry and all. Don't you know you can't go out there? It's not safe.
Yeah. Um, that's right. I was shocked. I was like, why would you tell? But here it's like a eerie calm over this place, because anything can pop off at any time, like it did in 2013. But I got to take my hat off to the local government, and the police, because you're safe here, man. I'm gonna tell you why. I've never heard of anybody actually being kidnapped from Zamboanga City, because I mean this place is flooded with police and military, special forces. They got all kind of stuff going on here. But now when you get to the South Sulu Sea, see, Swaziland is only like maybe a 45-minute ferry ride from here. See, I'm talking about, you talking about those are the baddest of the bad guys. That's where the Abu Sayyaf, that's where their headquarters is over there. That's 45 minutes from here. But see,
and they don't care who you are. You can be a Catholic priest and they'll cut your head off. When I was in Manila in 1999, they did that. They grabbed a priest and cut his head off, and then they pulled all his fingernails out and mailed him back to his mother.
yeah, we'll change the channel, because see, we'll change the subject, because I'm here, Robert. I got to be real careful. That's why a lot of the videos I'm making here, I'm talking behind the camera. And the first one now, I was in front of the camera, but I was in Paseo del Mar, because you have to be careful carrying a camera around, walking around. They're like, who the hell is this? You know, so like these next couple of videos that I'm going to put out from here, I'm talking behind the camera. I went out and filmed the footage while I'm in the tricycle, and then I come back and do my video over that, because, you know, you got to be real careful here, man. If they tell you it's a no-go zone, it's a no-go zone. I don't have no choice. I have to be here. My son is here.
Is that level 4? Is that the top level, level 4?
Yeah, I mean, don't travel. Dana Middleton said, I just spent a month in the Philippines, Angeles City, Cebu, Iloilo, Davao, Clark, Subic, and Lapu-Lapu. Sorry you missed me and my girlfriend. Well, I think you missed me on purpose, Dana, but I hope you had a good time, man. I really do. But yeah, you wasn't trying to see me, because you know where I am. You never reached out to me while you were here, but that's okay, brother. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad you were able to make it over here. Hey, Marvin Martinez. Sagami said, YouTube needs to make it where you can serve the people straight from the chat. Hey, believes in everyone, what's going on, brother? Jacob Chanje said, did a time change affect notifications? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I forgot. It did. I'm not sure, though, but that's right. So you fell back. So now I'm 13 hours ahead of you. But it shouldn't have. Jew Travel says, Tanzania is definitely in my top 5. It's probably the cheapest country I've been to so far. Wow. And see, people forget that Africa is a country. I mean, not a country, it's a continent. And each of those places is a country. Hey, thanks, Lee Sunquist, for that super chat. I mean, super stick. I appreciate it. Let's see.
Well, you know, Calvin, like you said, people are just people. When you're serving other people, I hope you still do that where you're at, even though they're watching and paying attention, because when you're helping other people, you know, that just increases your your worthiness.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid because people really know who I am. I go to the same places over and over here. They know I'm not rich,
And, and not only that, Calvin, you have family there. That's a big difference there.
but I know that a U.S. serviceman was killed here. I want to say it was 2001 or 2003. A bomb went off at an outdoor cafe he was eating at. So
I would say
um,
that I would say most of the people that don't have problems, or let's say most of the people that do have problems, don't have family there.
hey, Buck 50, thanks for that super sticker. But see, like I said before, guys, you got to understand something. Very seldom does anything happen to you in Zamboanga City. They're not going to, now does terrorist acts happen here? Yeah. The mother told me she didn't want us staying. The first time I ever stayed in the uh, squatters area was her mother told us don't stay in these hotels here because maybe they haven't paid the rebel tax. And I'd be damned if about 2 or 3 days later, one of these hotels here got blown up. That kind of stuff happens here because extortion and stuff is big here in
But
Zamboanga.
that
But as far as somebody coming and kidnapping you from Zamboanga, they're not going to do it, man. It's
but
too many people around, too many witnesses.
you think about when did this slow down? When did it slow down?
Well,
When they started using the drones, it slowed way down. Remember President Obama, he said you can date my daughter, but remember we got drones.
yeah, well, he was a drone. See, I'm gonna tell you something. In 2011, believe it or not, I was here in Zamboanga, and I'm just reading up on this stuff, and I'm thinking, there's drones over here. I'm sure with Obama as the president, there's drones over here, and I'll be damned. We're going to the airport for me to leave, and a damn drone lands at the damn airport. Hey, thanks, Coach Chief, for that super chat. He said another hurricane in the Florida. In Florida, Hurricane Nicole, I'm saying. All right, brother. Hey, William Mills, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, why are people picking on you? You don't deserve that at all. Keep up the good message and work. Yeah, thanks, brother. I mean, but you have to ask them, man. Grown men don't have enough. I'm not going to waste my time making videos about somebody else. That's a fact. But yeah, that's a good question for them. And I don't worry about it. I'm not doing anything wrong. You have to ask them. Here I am. I'm in paradise, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to waste my time worrying about them. But Lisa Evans said, Cal, what's up with OG Fred? Now, OG Fred he hadn't been feeling good, but now he's watching the movie. He's watching the uh, Black Panther movie today. He told me. Red John Rock said, time change means you're on 1 hour early in the US. Yeah. But it seems like YouTube with all its algorithms and all this fancy stuff, it's going to convert that time, right, guys? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um, Jacob Tanjay says, I thought the notifications took the time zone into consideration. I'm almost sure that they do. I would be shocked if they did. What time is it there, Robert? Did you get a notification?
Uh, it's 7:18 p.m.
But you knew what time to come on here, right?
Yeah, 6:30 because you got a 3 hour, 13-hour difference.
So y'all don't have daylight saving time out west, right?
Just up north,
Yeah,
Montana.
yeah, just up. Yeah. But yeah, you're not going to have to worry. If you come here and you just keep a low profile, which is what you're going to do anyway. See, people don't understand. I keep a low profile no matter what people think.
Hmm.
You're going to be okay, you know, but if you start, okay, there's a video going out here now where he's an American, you can tell by his voice. He's in the car, he's got a Filipino driving and the Filipino in the back, and they're stopped by the police or traffic enforcers, and he's screaming, y'all stupid over here, and this and this and that, right? You don't want to do that, okay? This is what he's doing. I mean, he's just disrespecting a man of authority. This guy's a police, law enforcement, whatever he is, man. You don't want to do that. That's how you end up getting killed and getting deported and all of that. I don't understand. That's tourist 101 right there. But I don't know why people think they can do that over here. It's going viral because it was from a news source, GMA, I think. They stopped the guy. He's not even driving. He's in the passenger side screaming, "How stupid! Y'all stupid over here! Y'all stupid!" He said it like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, wow. 53 Shades Darker says, "Hey Cal, Sharon Lapu Lapu is making some good traction. Has she checked in to say thank you?" Yeah, I actually sent her a link, but I think maybe her live stream is on today, because normally I'm not on today. I just did this today because I hadn't been on all week, and I'm not even gonna be on here long. I probably got about another 30 minutes because I gotta go pick up my son. But I just wanted to say what's up and let everybody know I was doing okay down here. But when you come here to Zamboanga, one thing you're gonna notice, man, is the police and the military. They're everywhere, man.
But
And it makes
I
me
would
feel comfortable.
I would think it's different. Let me explain the difference. You know, when you get pulled over in Mexico, you know, they're going to say, "You're going to buy me a cup of coffee," and you pull out 50 pesos and he says, "No, you're going to buy me a cup of coffee." You know, so you get now that kind of corruption. You don't see that in the Philippines. Those people are straight up, aren't they?
What do you mean? As far as what? Say it again.
Well, you know, pulling out some cash to get away, you know, to get scot free.
Well, that happens over here. I guess it happens everywhere, but you know, more than likely you're right. I don't have any problems with the police. I told you when they stop me, it's always they want to take a picture with me. You know, I mean, they really protect and serve me over here. Dana says, "Calvin, I didn't have the time to visit St. Carlos City since it was not on my list of potential cities. I'm going to move." Yeah, I'm just saying, Dana, you never even reached out to me. You became relevant on my channel, man, and you come to the Philippines, you never said, "Hey, I'm here, blah, blah, blah," but it's no big deal, brother. I mean, I'm not mad at you. I'm just glad you came and had a good time, but let's sweep that under the rug, man. You know, we're grown men, but I just want to let you know, I don't sugarcoat it. Hey, Lonnie Franklin said, "What's going on, Jacob? Just getting back from the Philippines. Had a blast, brother." He said, "Lucky you." He said, "I want to hear all about it." He said, "That doesn't happen in the Philippines." I was talking about the natives. No, because it does sometimes. Okay, listen. Me and my son's mother, we were in Cebu. Now I'm talking about it's crowded. It's around lunchtime. It's like 100 people crossing the street. Jaywalking, by the way. He picks me out to jaywalk, right? Of all the people we're moving against the light. So she comes over and she said, "Give him 100 pesos. I put out 100 pesos and he let me go. But he was a traffic enforcer. And remember, this is like 2010. But yeah,
I think
it
I
happens.
think I think the problem with that is because the low wages. If you're making a decent wage, that's not going to happen, you know.
Yeah. Now he says, "I never saw much of any police in the Philippines." Yeah, because they don't occupy the damn streets like they do in America, man. The community I grew up, man, it's under police occupation. And you might say for good reason, but no, it's police. It's saturated with police. Here it's different, man, you know,
Are
in
they
that
still
respect.
they still using a metal detector when you come into the mall?
Yeah, under the car, the taxi, or whatever it is. Yeah, that's everywhere, not just here. Mo says, Brother Cal, the notification here in New Hampshire was at 8:30. It's usually 9:30. Yeah, thanks, Mo. I thought it took it into consideration. He said there seems to be a lot more security guards than police there. But there's plenty of police. But remember, the police, they fight the bad guys too over here. They're not just going out writing tickets and locking people up with drugs and stuff like that. They have a totally different mission over here, as far as I see. Now, the security guards, they're everywhere, and they're the front line. Okay, remember they always talk about frontliners. Security guards are frontliners. This is information I'm giving you, boots on the ground information. When you come over here, if you want to know where something is, directions or whatever, you want to find something, the security guard. I'm gonna tell you somebody else who's the front line that doesn't get a lot of credit over here, but makes the Philippines go around. That's the tricycle drivers, guys. Don't uh, ignore these guys. They got so much information, man. They're on the front line here. You can
And
get
how
anything you want from
and
them.
how,
That's why I
and
always
how
tell them.
and how about that barangay captain? It's not they got a captain too in each one of these neighborhoods, and they're
Yeah,
keeping an eye on
but
things.
but you're but you're more than likely not going to. Okay. I've been in St. Carlos City since May of 2019. I just met the barangay captain at my meet and greet. He just so happened to be at the same resort that the meet and greet was going on. First time I ever met him. I'm just saying, when you go about your daily business over here, Robert, you're not going to meet that barangay captain. You got to go out of your way to meet him. I'm
When he's
saying he's not on the front line over here.
when he's on duty, he's in uniform, right?
Well, I'm not for sure. He wasn't on duty, this guy he looked well to do because these barangay captains are powerful over here. And, they got a lot of pull. So he looked well to do, like he was rich.
Yeah.
This guy did. I would have mistaken him for a doctor or something. But he was the barangay 2 captain in St. Carlos City. But no, he's not on the front line though. Stargazer said, "Hey Cal, be touching down in the Philippines April 2023 for 1 month. Been in a long distance relationship for over a year. Should I bring her back to the USA? I'm insecure a bit because there has been what? Well, first of all, man, look, slow down, Stargazer. You haven't even met her yet. You haven't even been here yet. You're not even coming here until April 2023. Stop with that talk of bringing her back. More than likely, the relationship's not going to work out, man. If she's the only one you're dealing with, but slow down, guys. This is what I'm talking about.
Let's see if he has the patience to make 50 calls in a row to the NIV before he gets an answer.
Well, see, he said there has been some red flags. Well, see, that's all you need to know. Why are you going to bypass the red flags then? The red flags are there for a reason. Red means stop. Okay, stop and take a look at what's going on, man. It don't mean proceed. Green is proceed. Okay, red says stop. Those red flags are there for a reason, man. I would wait. I wouldn't even talk. I wouldn't even let
if you if
that
you
come out
needed
of
to
my mouth.
if you needed to buy a toaster or any appliance, would you rather buy it off Amazon or see it in your hands at Walmart or Target? I mean, these guys are buying stuff that half of it has to be returned.
Absolutely, that's a good analogy. But I'm just saying, wait until your boots on the ground and you face to face with the woman. Remember, you can't do the taste, touch, and smell test. When you get over here, man, some of these little province women, man, you're gonna need to give them a bath. And I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just saying they're different than what you're used to. Stop jumping ahead talking about marriage, and you're talking about bringing her back to your country. You don't even know the lady. Belize and Edwards said the police in the Philippines would take care of you more than the Filipino. Just don't make an ass out of yourself. I'm gonna tell you something here. Any of you guys, okay, here's what I want you to do. If you really want to know a little bit more of how the Filipina is and the way she works, when you get over here and you meet somebody you like, take her to the beauty salon and you're gonna see how they really act, man. I'm not talking about just the gossip. They're gonna try to sell her everything because they know you're there with her. They're going to try to sell her everything. They want to give her extra treatments and all kinds of stuff, man. They're showing you who they really are. See? Because if she walks in there by herself, they're not going to do that. Yeah, he said barangay captains don't have uniform. I didn't think so. This guy really looked well to do, this guy did. Yeah, slow down, Stargazer. Yeah, this is the problem that we run into, Phil. And no matter how much you tell people to slow down, they're not going to do it. The more you tell them to slow down, the more they're going to rush in. Because they see this young lady over here, she's cute as a button, she has a perfect shape. You know, Filipinos, if you meet the right one, man, they're as loyal as you ever going to meet, man. You're never going to meet a woman more loyal. See, that's more of a turn on to me than the sex. The sex is going to be there. You got to look beyond the pussy, man. Come on, guys. Y'all too old for that. But that's what we do, and that's how we get in trouble. The sex is going to be there. She's going to give it to you however you want it, wherever you want it, whenever you want it. Trust me on this one. So start looking beyond that. Look at her character. Go around her family. Remember, the tree don't fall too far. I mean, the fruit doesn't fall too far from the tree. If you see some crazy people walking around her family and acting all crazy, then she's probably crazy too. He said, Brother Cal, is the social scene different in Zamboanga than, say, Cebu? Is it just as safe on Basilan Island as in Cebu? I mean, it's in Zamboanga. Well, the social scene here, they got a good social scene. But it doesn't, not like Cebu. They got a lot of nightclubs here. They got great, most big cities are going to have great live bands. They got Paseo del Mar, where I did my video from the other day, where I showed you. That's right on the ocean, man. The way that whoever designed that, it's just like an island right there in the ocean, a concrete island. It has restaurants, bars, a park. It's got this light show, everything. I mean, that's as nice as anything you're going to see in the Philippines. But to say, is it in social? No, being in Zamboanga is almost like being in another country, man. It's different here. It's different here. This was one of the last strongholds of the Spanish before they were kicked out of here. It's different, man. They don't see foreigners. So when you talk to them, they're not going to understand you. They're going to say you're slang. They don't get a lot of practice because, okay, here they got Chavacano. They speak Chavacano, most of the people. You know, that's their number one language. Then Visaya, then Tagalog, then English. So English might be their fourth language here, man. And we got to understand that. I'm going to talk a little bit about that on one of my upcoming videos from here. He said, Bill Stevens said red flag. But let me answer the second part of that, Mo. He says, is Basilan Island is safe as Zamboanga? I mean, Basilan Island is the headquarters of the bad guys. You know, and even though, you know, you practice Islam and you're Muslim, you may not have any problem, Mo. But, you know, to the Filipinos, you look like a white man. Even though I know you're not, you're half Indian. That may get you in some trouble over here. Not saying it will, but yeah, Swaziland is bad, man. It's not. Trust me, man. You don't want to go over there. The truck driver, okay, not the truck driver, the tricycle driver that took me to a gay school yesterday. I asked him, I said, are you born and raised in Zamboanga? He said, no, I'm from Leamington, Swaziland. Okay, where you talking about, Mo? And I said, well, is it nice? I said, you got nice beaches over here? He said, yeah. He said, but don't you go over there. He said, it's dangerous. And I know it's dangerous. He didn't have to tell me. Yeah, be careful, man. Yeah, among other things, Dana, he says he needs to ask his long distance relationship to provide a copy of her cinema, among other things. Hey, James, thanks for that super chat. He said, any reliable online shopping in the Philippines looking to buy tools for the family and lady? Well, you know, Lazada, Shopping, and you remember Amazon ships over here. And I had got somebody sent me a message that said now if you order over $25, Amazon is going to send the shipping for free. Now I haven't tried that yet, but I've ordered one order from Amazon. It came here, but hell, it cost me about $50 in shipping. VV Focus said we need a Calvin Gringo Filipino meetup event. Man, I already had one. I've had two so far. Those are my meet and greets. Those aren't to meet me, guys. Those are to meet each other. There's always Filipinos that are single ones. Go on and look at that video. You think I'm lying? Neil Ram Ratton says, I think your last video about who's more valuable is very relevant. I wish every guy would internalize that. Yeah, thank you, man. You know, it's just that I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not disrespecting everybody. I just put some facts out there. I said, look, the minute that you start, you know, because people say, oh, that's everywhere. No, we're not talking about everywhere. We're talking about the Philippines. We're not talking about everywhere. When the minute you decide to go online, you're already in the red. You got to pay to get on those sites. She just sits there, it's on there for free. Then when you're not even choosing the lady, she's choosing you. Then you got to pay for the plane ticket over here. That long ass plane ride, Robert. What'd you do? Did you take first class or were you in economy?
I took first class back from India when I flew back from India, but to the Philippines, I just traveled the economy, and I stayed up.
That's not an easy trip, right?
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep the whole trip.
Yeah. But you're gonna do everything, guys. You know, it's not a fair exchange. Fair, if look up the definition of fair, it means equal representation of all parties. It's not equal. How could it be equal? When you're coming 8,000 miles away, but I didn't say it wasn't beneficial because it is. It's beneficial to both of us. You may want a companion. You may want this. You may want that. She may want this and that. That's not what I'm saying. But stop calling it a fair exchange. It's not a fair exchange, guys. Now, this guy, he's been in my mind. This is what I was thinking last night. But I'm going to kind of elaborate on this just for a second. He said, 53 Shades Darker says, treat them right. Matter of fact, he came to my meet and greet. And, you know, he's got a nice looking woman, man. Well, they all did. You know, the ones that brought their women with them. But anyway, he said, I believe you will get a good one. That's what they want. I know I have a good one of 6 years. See, man, you were in my dreams last night, my subconscious, because I was going to tell you this. Look, all Filipinos want you to do, guys, is treat them good. Treat them right. But we go above and beyond what they even expect. Just treat her good. Just treat her right, man. And you're going to get the woman of your dreams. But we mess up. You have no business spending millions and millions and millions of pesos over here. You're not married. You don't have children with her. What are you thinking? She doesn't even expect that. She doesn't even expect that. Show her some respect.
Calvin, when you
Huh?
call it that girlfriend experience.
Well, they're gonna give you that anyway. That's something that innate in them. I don't know. It's fantastic in my view. When they can put you at ease, they will make you feel like you've been knowing them your whole life. I don't know how they do it. I've never experienced it anywhere else but here. Every last one of them do it. It's something cultural. This is a compliment I'm giving them because nobody else can do it. Nobody else can pull that off but the Filipino, man. And she does it in spectacular fashion. I've experienced it over and over and over, and it's always good. But 53 Shades Darker, man, you were in my subconscious because that's what I was going to say on this video, on this live stream today, man. That's all they want to do is to be treated right. Just respect them. Don't look down on them. You're going to get the woman of your dreams. We mess it up. You have no business spending 12 million pesos over here, 20 million pesos over here. It's too much. She doesn't even expect that, guys. Come on. The truth said, tons of beautiful women in Greensboro, North Carolina, but they are American women. Stay away from me, American woman. Leave me be. Yeah. Now, my son's mother, she's Filipino. She lives in Raleigh now. I know guys are just turning flips over her, but she's a real live Filipina. She's not one of them that's going to change. She didn't change when she went over there. She just wants one man. And if she got whoever that man is, he's lucky. He's lucky as hell. I tell you that. I know they turning flips because she's beautiful, man. Now she can't cook, and she'll tell you that herself. But yeah, they're turning flips in North Carolina for this woman. Hey, VV Focus, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you always shooting from the hip, my brother. Hey, thank you, man. But you know, it's how I was raised. Uh, my mother, celebrity and all that never impressed my mother. I remember Mr. Basketball in Kentucky. His name was Manuel Forrest. He was one of my best friends. We grew up since first grade together. And at the height of his celebrity, he stopped by our house one time. And somebody, right when he was coming through the door, the screen door, somebody recognized him. And he's sitting there holding the screen door open. She said, shut my damn screen door. Get your ass out there. You know, and, you know, it's just how my mother is. She always kept it real. She didn't give a damn. She probably didn't really know what Mr. Basketball was. Hey, the barber said, Calvin, your interview with Berlin was awesome. You do a lot on what we were like about the Philippines. You should do a video on what the Filipino don't like about us so we can improve ourselves. Oh, well, that's easy. I can tell you, they don't like arrogant. They don't like when we're arrogant. And when we start pulling out money and trying to, you know, bribe people over here, they don't like that. See, they just want you to be normal because it makes them feel small. It makes them feel like you're looking down on them when you do that. See, a lot of times when you go somewhere and you offer to pay for everybody, it offends some people. You know, they're looking at you like, man, you ain't no big foreigner, man. You know, we work hard, we can pay for our own. So be careful when you do that. But yeah, they don't like the arrogance. That's one thing they don't like. Take a bath. Take a damn bath. You know, they appreciate that. Go on a little cologne, a little, Robert. I didn't say a lot, like my brother. If he can't smell it, it's not enough. See, now that I put a little bit here. I bought my polo blue with me today. Put a little bit here, you know. It's for intimate moments. It's when people are close up on you. Yeah. Well, Robert, say something, Robert, so he can hear you.
Well, I was just thinking that men are wired for generosity and we're educated for greed.
Yeah, but you can be too generous over here. we go way beyond anything they ever expected. Remember, I told y'all that Marilyn's dream was to have one room with a CR for her kids. What did I do? I built the whole damn compound. She wasn't expecting that. See? But what I did was on a small scale compared to what most men do. But remember, me and her, we have a baby together. These guys are doing it for women who they absolutely know nothing about. Now, when you came over, Robert, what year did you come over here?
The first time in 1999. That was before we had the Twin Tower attacks.
Okay, now, did you meet anybody?
No, I didn't date anyone. I was there for a friend of mine who was getting married to a girl in Pampanga.
And you didn't meet anybody at the wedding?
I didn't go. He just wanted to be by himself and enjoy his time with his girls. So I just let him do that. I went shopping at Robinson's Mall and looked around. I never felt threatened for a minute. I mean, it's really these people, you're going to make friends for life.
Yeah. Daryl said, exactly, Cal. Time I got off the plane, she made me feel like I knew her forever. This is a talent that they have. It's innate in them. It has to be, because every last woman that I met over here, they did me the same way. It's something I've never known before. He said, don't be the next ATM machine. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, 53 Shades Dark said, yeah, brush your teeth. Oh, man. Well, we're not really talking about any topic, man. I'm going to have to get off here, guys. I got about 10 minutes because I got to go get Gabe. I made a point to eat lunch with him every day. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I really need to get my son, but if I know that if I do what I really need to do, I'd have to leave the Philippines for good. And so I'm walking on eggshells now. I'm waiting on the inspiration to do what I need to do. He's unhappy here. He doesn't go anywhere. He stays in that house all the time. He told me, and I said, well, did you tell your mother? And he said, no, he won't tell her. I guess he's scared. He don't want to disappoint his mother. But, coming here, man, it just breaks my heart, man. It makes me feel so, I don't know. I just feel guilty, man. I never in my wildest dreams did I think that she would just leave him here like that and not want me to have him. But that's another video for another time, guys. But yeah, so if y'all look up one time and I'm not in the Philippines, it's because I got my son. I did what I should have done a long time ago. Neil says, basically, Filipinos want you to look and smell respectable. What's so hard about that? They don't need the bling. Yeah, that's all. Life is simple over here. The people are simple. And that's why I fit in so well. Because I'm simple. Now, Dana makes a great point here because they're natural. And this is one thing that I like about Filipinos. Will they get their nails painted? Yeah, but you're not going to see them with long nails. If you do, it's like she's westernized already, even if she lives here. You're not going to see them with extensions and all of that stuff. Now, they have started to wear these eyelashes, which for the life of me, I don't know why. Well, because you don't understand, guys, when you have children with a Filipino and it doesn't work out, the culture says you really, it's gotten better. They really seal you off from the children. You can ask, and I've experienced this not with myself, but with my ex, with my son's mother. She would not let the man see her son, his son, at all. And it's just, I don't know what she's told her mother now. See? And it's really heartbreaking to me because when I'm here, man, my son, he just lights up. It's like his memories come back of when we were together. Remember, we haven't been separated really, but 2 years really, where I haven't been seeing him every single day, you know. But once we knew it was over, and it's like she's here now, he's here now, and she won't let me have it. She said something to me that was so way off base. I'm like, Merlin's gonna bother my son. I said, come on. And maybe that's what she's told the family. But they take good care of Gabe. He's just not happy though. He's used to a life with us, going places all the time and everything like that. His grandmother loves him, and his auntie, they love him. I mean, the way Filipinos love you. But he's not happy. No one's asked him. He's 10 years old. Hey, Jerry Zan, he said, I'm a long distance relationship with my Filipino 7 years now, visiting 2 or 3 times a year from the USA. I probably have much experience once I came there to live. Yeah, that's a great point. And I'm glad you brought that up, because people tell me all the time, oh, I've been to the Philippines many times. Yeah, but you don't live here. Being a tourist and being an expat is 2 different things over here, guys. You can do anything for 2 or 3 weeks. You can put up with anything for 2 to 3 weeks. Try to do it every single day. It takes a whole different mindset, whole different attitude.
And Calvin, the expats don't live in the same place the tourists live.
That's right. That's a great point, Robert. But it's a totally different experience. One that we need to have maybe on the next panel, when some people show up, we can talk about the tourist experience versus the expat experience. I wouldn't want to make a video about it, but I will want to hear people's.
When I would go to Mexico, the common question, oh, you're from San Carlos. Well, I'm talking about San Carlos, Mexico, on the Gulf of California, the Sea of Cortez. And because that's where all the gringos are at San Carlos. And I said, no, I'm not living there. I'm living over in Guaymas. I'm just living right in amongst the people, the real nitty gritty, the boots on the ground, like what you were, Calvin. But I always got the question, you're from San Carlos. No. And finally I just, okay, yeah, I'm from San Carlos.
Curtis Eugene Thomas said, my ex-wife, Filipino here in America, she doesn't even let me talk to my son and block me on her Facebook. I don't know. It's just, I don't know why they do that, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've tried everything. I've tried to be nice. I've tried to be mean. I've tried to be firm. I've tried everything. I don't know what else I have to do. I got some good information from a guy, but if I do what he suggests I do, which is really my only option, really, I would have to leave the Philippines for good. I couldn't come back, probably. And I'm trying to give her a chance where we can come in the middle, because he's being affected. She's trying to get back at me, but it's really hurting my son. But anyway, guys, I got to get off here. Thanks, everybody, for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. I'm going to upload a video today only because I'm only going to be on here an hour. But normally I don't come on Friday. It's Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday morning at 9:30 Filipino time, 9:30 a.m. Filipino time. I came on today because I didn't do it yesterday or Tuesday. I'm using my data here right now because the Wi-Fi, it comes and goes. I just wanted to let everybody know I'm okay here in Zamboanga. This isn't this scary place, but it is level 4, guys. So keep that in mind. Robert, thank you so much again, brother. We talk every day. Me and Robert, we talk every day.
Well, I'd like to make a final comment if I could. I think time and energy are completely underrated. If you don't have a few bucks in your wallet, give somebody your time and your energy,
Absolutely. But just don't go overboard, guys. That's all it is over here. just treat her like 53 Shades Dark. I said, treat her right, treat her good, respect her, man. That's all
I
she
would
really
say,
wants. You
you
know,
know, take her,
she's not gonna appreciate all this high sedity stuff anyway.
you know,
Okay?
I always looked at the mother. You know, you look at the mother to get an idea what the daughter's like, what she's going to look like, and all. And my friend said, no, look at the father. You know, is she respecting him? Is she giving him honor? Because that's what she's going to bring to the marriage.
Yeah, but see, her father died when she was 14. And this is what I can't understand. You know how important the father is to your son because you knew how important your father was to you. You know how much
Still
you miss
is.
your father. Why would you want to put your son through the
I,
same thing?
I
I don't know,
talked to
but I'm gonna stay encouraged. I'm gonna, keep doing my thing that I'm supposed to do. And it's gonna work out. You're gonna see it, guys. It's gonna be right here on my channel. But thank y'all so much. Take care, stay safe, stay cold free. Help somebody today, man. I know it's late over there in America. Well, not really. Hell, stores are still open over there.
It's coming up on 8 o'clock, 8
Happy
p.m.
Veterans Day again to all the veterans out there. I'll see y'all later, man. I got 10 minutes. I got to put on my shirt, catch the tricycle, and pick up Gabe. I'm going to take him to see the Black Panther movie on Saturday. I went yesterday. I'm not going to give it up. Go see it. Hey, thanks. And I want to thank everybody. I just went over 44,000 subscribers. Of course, I couldn't do it without y'all, okay? Take care, everybody.
Sunshine Shoulders.